Do people talk differently to Black versus white friends? That was the subject of my dissertation, and today is my doctorversary. I have been Nicole Holiday, PhD, for 8 years. So I want to tell you about my dissertation, which I defended at NYU in 2016. It was called Intonational Variation, Linguistic Style, and the Black Biracial Experience. And yes, I did have to double check and look that up. In this study, I recorded a bunch of young men talking to white friends and Black friends, and I looked for differences in their tone of voice, so where their voice goes up like this or down like this, to see if I could find patterns that were associated with African American English and what we call mainstream American English or non-African American English. In general, I found that some speakers do use different patterns with white and Black friends, but the most interesting thing was that it depended on how they thought of themselves. So people who considered themselves part of the Black community and had a strong Black identity did things more like other Black speakers. People who considered themselves biracial and really only biracial would never answer that they were exclusively Black, did things that were more mainstream. And people who varied, so sometimes said that they were biracial or sometimes Black, depending on the situation, did something in the middle. This is just having to do with their tone, although I have some follow-up research that looks at things like this with their grammar and stuff. I did a follow-up study in 2021 with women and found sort of similar findings, although it's more sort of in progress what's happening with the women. But this is kind of my first big linguistic study, and I realized that I had never done a TikTok about it. And so I thought, what a good day to do it on my doctorversary. People use this kind of variation, this ethno-linguistic variation, to highlight different parts of themselves and to belong to different communities. And this is a totally normal linguistic process that we see people do. And so that's my dissertation work that kicked off all of the other research that I've done in the meantime.